I remember when I was a kid and ended up having too much free time on my hands. Inevitably, I'd find myself lying in the grass asking my friends, "What do you want to do today?" Only to get the response back, "I don't know. What do you want to do?" Eventually deciding on a playground game like lava tag or blind man's bluff. Like a lot of people in this COVID climate, my partner and I now have an abundance of free time. Luckily, we live in Salt Lake City where our outdoor activities are limited but not restricted. Needless to say, we've begun filling our time with different games on a different playground. Deep down, we're still kids. But playing can only take up so much of our free time. Rochelle and I are both in the airline industry, which is why we now have so much free time. As travel restrictions began to spread, crowds thinned. As crowds grew smaller, planes the world over began to grow roots. I've always been an advocate that what you do for work isn't necessarily who you are. Flight attendant is just a job title. But traveler? Well, that's our identity. Our relationship is steeped, saturated, and deep fried in travel. When I met Rochelle, it was on a plane in Seattle, Washington, bound for the other Washington, D.C. It was on the jump seat that we discovered our shared love for reggae. Once in D.C., we shared our first dance. From sea to shining sea. The next night, we had our first kiss 3 time zones back in San Francisco. Our first concert was at Red Rocks Amphitheater in Colorado. Our first road trip was on the island of Maui. We've had calculated date nights to Austin and impulsive trips to Paris. We've slept on airport floors in Calgary and 5-star resorts in Puerto Vallarta. So yeah, travel is an intricate part of who we are as individuals and as a couple. Bob Marley, the father of reggae, once sang over the most airy of melodies, "Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is going to be all right." Those weren't just lyrics. It was his philosophy. Bob Marley, diagnosed with cancer, was planning his next tour and writing songs all the way up until cancer claimed his life. Naturally, as 2 reggae fans, we've taken up the mantle and are using a large chunk of our free time planning our future tour. We've had a lot of fun ideas passed back and forth, and nothing is off the table.
About tasting?
Yeah.
No.
Almost nothing. We're practicing languages, searching topos, thumbing through guidebooks, looking at weather patterns, national holidays, international competitions, world wonders, natural phenomenons, award-winning vineyards, quirky menus. The list goes on. No one knows when things will go back to normal. When they do, we'll be ready. In the end, it will be okay. We'll get through this together.